Check, check, 1, 2. I think that's a little hot. Let me lower it down just a little bit. I think we're good. All right, then. Good evening, everyone. Hope you are doing well on this Wednesday evening. Sorry for being about 25 minutes late. Was taking care of some stuff. Today's been eventful, at least. Let me take you to the dual box here. Hang on a second, and we will talk. Any minute. There we go. Now I got the controller working on my phone. Let's go dual. And there we are. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing okay on this Thursday evening. We do have some things to discuss tonight in terms of the forecast for tomorrow that could be eventful. But first things first, let's talk about this wind here as I do take you full. Look at the power outages here. And I wanted to start off with this because we've had some strong wind gusts because of this today. Hang on a second. What do I want to pull up here? Let's do this. And just show you some of the winds here. I'll zoom in for you so you can see. And I'll go back here. Data calendar, and I'll show you some of these wind gusts here. So Oakland had a 47 mile. I might have to refresh this. Hang on. Be a little outdated. There we go. Oakland had a 47 mile per hour wind gust. There were wind advisories and warnings in place across the Allegheny front in the higher elevations, I should say. Andrews had a wind gust of 38. Even east of, from the metro eastward, we had some pretty strong winds. Proving Ground had a 35 mile per hour wind gust. That was before 1 o'clock. At BWI, we had a 45 mile per hour wind gust. That was at 5:30, about 90 minutes ago. Cumberland, we had about we had 53 mile per hour wind gust around 12:30. So there are some pretty strong winds, and I will expand this to 25. Just show you some other ones that are more notable here. A 54 mile per hour wind gust at Hagerstown Regional. That was 3 o'clock. 47 at Patuxent. That was at 4:30. Ocean City had a 40 mile per hour wind gust around 5 o'clock. Camp David, pardon me, the Catoctin Mountains up there in Camp David, a near 60 mile per hour wind gust. That was at 3:30. So we've had some gusty winds this afternoon due to the low pressure system moving in, the pressure gradient, and the really strong cold front that is heading our way. We'll talk more about this cold front and how it's been influential here in a second. But first things first, let's talk about the outages. Thankfully, none in the state of Maryland to really note, as I can see from the county outages update. Let me just verify that real quick, and it still remains the same. I mean, nearby counties out west in bordering states. Let's do Preston County, West Virginia, for example. About almost 800 customers there. About 300 in Grant County. Hampshire counties had some problems with power outages as well. A little over 2,000 there. Morgan County, Berkeley Springs area, about 600, 580 there. Hampshire County, as I mentioned, and then Hardy County, almost 2,000 out. About 20% of the customers tracked in Hardy County from the system that I have here. Pendleton County, West Virginia, same deal. And then even down into Spotsylvania County, 2,200 out, a little over 2,200 out. And then in Stafford County, Virginia, we're talking almost 1,400. So there has been some power outages in nearby counties in bordering states that are to note because of these higher winds. Nothing that I can really report here according to the data from Power Outage US into the Radar Omega system for our Maryland counties, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few here and there, and not too much nationwide, thank goodness. So I will turn those off for now. I will turn on, there we go, our warnings and advisories here. We do have a high wind advisory, or wind advisory, pardon me, from Frederick County back west. That is through 8 o'clock. So that will expire here in the next hour. And then we do have high wind warnings out in portions of West Virginia that we do need to discuss. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back. Forgive me, some housekeeping stuff I had to take care of. But anyways, we've had high wind warnings along the 81 corridor in the eastern West Virginia Panhandle. What is this? Berkeley and Jefferson counties, and then down into Northern Virginia, the Allegheny front. They've had some pretty strong winds this afternoon as well. Let's talk about here, as I remove our warnings, this upcoming system. And for that, I got to switch around here to, come on, there we go. Here's this system that has been rolling through, and I'll actually change this to winter weather because there has been snow up in the Adirondacks and the Poconos this afternoon. A little bit of thunder as well, from what I've been hearing. And then some rain ahead of the cold front here across the Susquehanna Valley and the southern half of PA that has been trying to get into our bordering communities along the Mason-Dixon, but the problem is the air is so dry. We've had 20-degree dew points in Metro Baltimore all day today. As a matter of fact, I can try to pull up the latest observation here if you give me a second. Let's zoom back out. And let's go BWY, and let's talk observation history here. So the latest update, we were at 53. That's down 10 from last hour already. We're going to be heading downhill for tonight. Our dew point stop might be the highest it's been all day, 29. Yeah, that's the highest that dew point has been all day today, 29. As you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit tighter. We have not had sufficient enough moisture that the rain can actually reach the surface. So that's why a lot of the drizzle has been really contained to the Mason-Dixon and points northward. You see our wind gust at the most recent observation, top of the hour, was 37 mile per hour winds. Northwest sustained at 24. We're going to be heading downhill throughout the night tonight. We're already down 10 degrees from last hour. By morning, the wind chills will likely be in the 20s. So you're going to want to brace yourselves for that as we head throughout the night with this powerful cold front that will be moving through. Let me just draw it out for you. This is going to be what brings in some really cold Arctic air. And I can actually, I'll go to the radar here. I can pull up some METARs here. So the observations, and I can already show you temperatures. So right now, we're at 53. It's still 63 in Salisbury. It's 70 right now. What is it? Is that, Alexandria, probably. Alexandria, it's 70 degrees near Alexandria right now. I think that 15 below in Front Royal is way off. Something's happening with that station. It's already 42 in Cumberland. It's 34 out in McHenry. But look north and west, you can see Pittsburgh's in the low to mid 30s. It's already in the 20s in northwest PA near Erie. I go back to the Pittsburgh radar and get their observation sites here. I mean, we've got some cooler air towards Cleveland and Detroit, already in the 20s out in Ontario, and getting into more of central Michigan as well. That cold air will be heading our way. Let me take you over to the models once again. Or actually, that might be the first time tonight you're there. But here's the system. That's going to be moving away. But at least the precipitation part will be moving away. However, that cold air will be very much kicking in. I don't have the full run of this HRRR that's just getting in. Let me get you the last hour, and then let me get you the temps here. So hang tight, and we'll talk temps. There we are. Talking 50s and 60s, and that was as the last hour. So this should bring us down. Pardon me. And there we are, around 50 right now, 30s north and west. But that cold air sinking in for the morning will not be pretty. And I'm just going to do this. This is 7 a.m. This is before sunrise here. We're already talking around 20. So it ain't going to, or should I say around 30, maybe some upper 20s north and west. And then out in the mountains, we could be talking teens. It will feel cold. And do I have wind chill by any chance? I might have to go to a different one. Hang on a minute. Can't remember. I don't think we do in this system, so I'll have to get. Let's do this. Let's load up. Let's do tropical tidbits here. And do they have anything for thermodynamics? Or actually, let's do pivotal. Pivotal might give us the best idea. And let's do the HER and wind chill heat index. There we go. And I'll zoom in for you a little bit just so you can see what I'm talking about. So these are our wind chills right around now, as we get into right about now. Hang on. What is this? Is it triple R? No, that's not even the latest one. What am I doing? Does it even have enough where I can make a solid analysis here? I mean, our wind chills by, or would that be midnight tonight? It'd already be down. Let's do 21Z here. And there's our wind chills by morning. We're already talking mid-20s with the wind chills out west. That will be a problem for tomorrow morning especially. Look at that. 6 below out west. That's going to be, or should I say 6 above. What am I doing today? It's just so tiring. But 6 degrees above zero wind chill out west potentially. Single digits out in our higher elevations. Well, here it's still going to feel very cold. It's a slap to the face, to say the least. And you got to be ready for it for tomorrow morning, because stepping out the door, you will feel it. Highs tomorrow afternoon will likely struggle to get above 50. To get above 50 here, let me just get the GFS, and that should, we'll turn this off. And I'll show you tomorrow if this system cannot take 200 years to load something. And just to give perspective, last Thursday we were at 80. Tomorrow's afternoon highs are looking somewhere around the mid-upper 40s, maybe 50 in the city. But it's going to be chilly for tomorrow. And then we have a warmer Friday on tap, but here's the kicker with that. We have to deal with more rain as we head into the weekend here. And let me just pull up Composite and show you why. We do have this system down to the south, and I'll turn off the frontal boundaries that are currently in place so you can see this a little better. We do have a low to the south, and we're going to have a high coming in from the north, along with a system to the north that's going to be moving through. Or actually, it's going to be moving more like so. Might parallel us to the north. Either way, these pieces of energy are going to combine, and we're going to get some pretty substantial rainfall. We could get up to 1.5 inches, if not more, in certain spots. Pretty beneficial rainfall considering the dry period that we have had. Although I can't rule out with the rain that we could be seeing that flooding may be a possibility. So we'll have to watch for that. And here is Friday night into Saturday. This is Saturday morning, heading to the early afternoon hours. We could be done with this in the late afternoon, early evening. If not by sunset, a lot of this will be east of the Chesapeake, if not out of here. So there is some good news on that. But there's another key player in this forecast. Notice that we have a high over the Great Lakes region right here. It's going to be a little hard to see, but we have a high right here. and we have our low sitting out in the east. We have a tight pressure gradient because of that lack of spacing. Like when you do the math here, and I'll take off the drawing, we're talking about less than 900 miles according to this run of the Euro. And that's at what time again? That's 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, right? So the problem as we head through Saturday, and even after the rain moves through and we're done with it, and even into Sunday, is that because of the close proximity of these pressure gradients, like take the morning, for example, on Sunday morning. I mean, we're not even 1,000 miles. There is some pretty strong areas of high pressure and low pressure, not too far away from each other. Those pressure gradients will provide what is needed for wind. And even then, we have an offshore system right here that will even play a bigger role in that as well. And that will cause the pressure gradients that are very compact to the very small amount of real estate that will cause the substantial winds. Gusty winds, maybe 30 miles per hour. We'll have to do some more ironing out the details when I do the weather tomorrow for recording and then distribute it out for Friday. But just be aware, heading into the weekend, there is a good likelihood that we will have some gusty winds. Other than that, Sunday's dry. Monday is drier. But then here comes this next system that could be impacting us. This is next Tuesday into next Wednesday. That could be a little bit of a problem for us, and then maybe another system. But I don't take a lot of systems beyond the week out in these models because there's still a lot of things that can happen, that have to happen for the data to make a really rock solid conclusion. And the Euro, I looked at it this afternoon into this evening. I'll actually show you it here. Hang tight. And we'll do back to Euro. And there we go. I'll show you this. And where are my keys at? There we go. And you will see the system move through. It's in agreement with the precipitation type. Maybe a little bit of mixing out west, but that's a very small possibility as of the moment. And then you can see the area, the dry break that we have, but the tight pressure gradients that will increase the winds that we will see. And then here comes this next system that could play a role. But again, the timing on that will still have to be ironed out as we get closer to that timing. So that's the main rundown for right now. So just to recap everything for the moment here as I bring you back with me in view. We have the strong cold front now. It's going to be moving through tonight. That's going to drop our temperatures. Tomorrow is going to be much cooler for most of the day. We'll have some gusty winds around. You will feel it in the morning especially. We'll dry, however, past that until we get to Saturday with the upcoming system that could bring some substantial rains. And then after that, gusty winds may proceed and linger after that, even for Sunday and maybe into Monday as well. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, probably some gusty winds around. And then we have a dry stretch to start off the work week, and then we may have to worry about an upcoming system later on down the road in the work week as spring break for a good chunk of us commences. So there's that. That's the weather discussion. I kept it brief because I got some other things to do. I'm going to take care of those things, and hopefully I will talk to you tomorrow with the weather forecast and everything that you need to know. So with that said, I'm Jay Mitchell from 410WX. Good evening.